Okay, hello everyone. I'm Olga Silfver, and I'll start with a very short introduction of myself. Uh, Came from Ukraine in '99, and maybe I represent a bit of what Peter was talking about. Yes, thank you. Uh, the 1.5 generation. I came here after my high school, and I tried for Helsinki University, and I failed, which was the best that happened to me, because after that I had to study Finnish for a year. And after that, I spoke this B1 that Peter mentioned. And then I entered university, and I was still the youngest there. I was 17 when I entered, and I failed at 16. So, yeah, studied sociology, got into my branch of work, have been living here for 23 years already. And nowadays, I lead the Espoo's initiative called the Competence Center for Highly Educated Immigrants. We are basically the unit that helps the talents that are not yet employed but already located in Espoo to find employment in their area of expertise. So not any job, but their area of expertise job. Okay, and just a little bit about our organization. From March 21 in Finland, there started a chain of employment trials. Basically, municipalities took over the employment services from state for youth, immigrants, and long-term unemployed. And we are part of that initiative. And we are not working with all the highly educated immigrants in Espoo. So, for example, in Espoo, the pool of unemployed is currently a bit less than 18,000 clients, and 52% of them are immigrants. So it's actually quite a lot. Majority are immigrants. And out of them in Espoo, 1/3 are highly educated. Because of how things are, financing and such, we are able to take inside 450 people per year and to drive them forward. We do basically what every other employment agency does. We help people connect. 9 employees. We are able to keep people for 10 months, just so that more and more Espoo residents are able to enjoy what we are doing. And currently we have the success rate of 30%. So 30% get employed within 10 months. And if we look at our results, like out of all those clients who have been there for 10 months, what's our result? It's 80%. So it's like 30% of everybody who has entered to our service, and 80% out of all who have graduated from our service have been employed. We offer pretty usual stuff, but we actually have time for clients to see them holistically. And yes, we also do unemployment benefit administration, which I care to say hampers us quite a bit. So my team usually says that if we wouldn't do unemployment benefit administration, we would have success rate of 100%. A bit about our clients. A lot of engineers, IT experts, business and administration people. 2/3 hold master's degree. 15% are under 30, so majority are adults, like adults. And majority has been in Finland for more than 3 years. And why 3 years? It's because by Finnish current integration law, people are supposed to get integration services for the first 3 years of being in the country. And out of our clients, majority are women. And this has to do with Finnish labor market structure. So basically, when people enter Finland, they come here quite often to work. And they bring spouses, and we are taking care of the spouses. That's why we are seeing currently the not 50-50% of ratio. I want to point out that 38% of our clients speak Indian Peninsula languages, which is way not in line with the general immigrants proportion. So definitely overrepresented share there. And yes, that's about what I wanted to say about our clients. In general, our clients are amazingly, crazily talented. And it's just about, like, we have a joy of working with them, and it's about connecting and showing just how talented they are to employers and finding the perfect fit. But there are a couple of structural challenges that I wanted to share. So I'm talking from very pragmatic approach. I'm showing what works and what doesn't currently. When we started, we were the clients that came to us spoke like, what would I say? Still a minority spoke some level, spoke very good Finnish. And currently, a minority reaches B2. I can actually count all the clients who have been with us. We've been working for more than a year. I can count all the clients who have spoken B2. It's like 20 people. Over almost everybody else speaks less. And they are aiming for expert level professions, and not all of them are in English speaking professions. And this is a structural challenge. Finnish course system is such that they drive people to B1, and then there is a full stop. And after that, everything is very expensive and a little too few, a little too sparse. What our clients complain about the most is this: lack of professional networks. So not Finnish and not bureaucracy, but lack of professional networks. They want to learn the unwritten industry rules, the recruitment news, because 70% of jobs in Finland go under the table without anywhere being reported. They want to learn how professional development works in their line of work. And this can happen only with the professional networks, not any networks, which are also hard to get in Finland, but professional networks in their own field. I'll share some observations that my team has made. First of all, we are really extremely privileged to have highly motivated clients. Our problem, because we are the employment service, our problem is that our clients are too active, which means that they take so many things at the same time, so many courses, so many opportunities, that we cannot say anymore that they are looking for the whole time for work. And then we are forced to cut their benefit because they're supposed to do it all the time, right? And this is about Finnish employment legislation. Our clients have quite robust self-management skills, so we don't have to teach them how to manage themselves, and that's excellent. Usually our clients don't know how to tell about their strengths. So one of the first things we have to do is to teach them how good they are and how to express how good they are to a company or potential employer. And for all clients, there is some level of frustration or even cynicism about Finnish job market and job hunt. And employment service, it's not only about connecting client with a company, it's also about psychological support. So basically, you are to get the person out of semi-depressed state and to make him or her believe that, yes, it is possible. Yes, we will make it. Because before the person believes, nothing will happen. Whatever we provide, the person will fail because he or she doesn't believe in success. What else do we see? Not all professions in Finland are equal. There are overloaded, unregulated professions. Journalists, architects, HR people, non-native English teachers are too many in supply, and market is overburdened. It's very hard to get job in these professions. Starved, unregulated, you have heard about for the whole day, IT, and in some cases, engineering, business people, researchers, all the areas that have already switched to English and are unregulated in a sense that the certificates are checked by employer and not by the Board of Education or Valvira, the health agency. And then there is the hot topic of this week, starved regulated professions. You might know, the locals, that we are having a national strike for schools and kindergartens because of the conditions of work. So these professions, for example, are regulated. You are to get recognition, and for doctors, the recognition is very heavy. It takes years and it is crazy expensive. So basically, whenever you want to be recognized in Finland as a doctor, it's about a case of spending 3 years of your life on studying, pure studying. There is no life. It's studying and work. And then you'll get to nirvana, if you like, and then the doors open for you. So do you want to take the sacrifice or not? And for example, for the kindergarten teachers, the ones that with masters, they are supposed to study 5 years. When they graduate, their level of Finnish is supposed to be C1 because they are supposed to support kids' development of language in Finnish or Swedish. So yes, extremely hard to transfer to this area, even with extremely crazy demand for labor. There are hundreds and hundreds of places staying open all the time in capital area alone. So I feel like I see these fields driving into the wall. They are too regulated and nothing happens, and we just see as the whole system breaks down, and we still don't see change in regulation. What else do we see? I've mentioned already 2 little B2 level courses. So basically, the labor force that comes to us and is unemployed upon coming is forced into going to manual labor with less language, because for the white collar language intensive work, you would need higher levels of language, and courses are not there. And I think this is a structural racism, if something. So you keep the incomers in certain jobs, and this is not how it's supposed to be, right? Then the additional core education courses in higher education are rarely built on employers' needs and from employers' prerequisites. As we know, some fields progress extremely fast. Methods change, programs change, the cooperation's ways change. I am not at all convinced that higher education it has taken on board all those changes and teaches students how to deal with the new working life. So basically, when newbies come to companies, companies have to educate them again because not enough has been done in universities. What else do we see? Finnish employers require experience and high skill level from virtually all employees, very few entering professions. It's hard to grow because you have to have mastery right away. And at the same time, as we have heard, Finnish government wants the degrees to be completed fast. Then we see a major problem of communication between Ministry of Industry and Employment, TEM in Finnish, and Ministry of Education and Culture, which is OKM in Finnish. It is seen in set goals, where one demands employment percent and another demands high share of graduates. The one that demands higher share of graduates doesn't really care if they get employed. So, the structure of courses and programs is not quite there. And where TEM, the employment ministry, demands the skills that are needed for employment, then the other ministry actually sees what skills are taught in higher education, and then they can be very different. And then, for example, I am petrified at how little programs there are for bridging of professionals, because the people we are working with, they are not coming without education. They have actually invested years of their lives into studying. They are professionals when they come. And for example, if we get a third world country bookkeeper professional into Finland, this person cannot enter Finnish labor market right away. Even if this person would have B1 level of Finnish, they would need to learn some extra courses, but not the whole degree. They are professionals, for goodness sake, already. And all these bridging programs where you study only small bits and pieces are project financed, meaning that there is no continuity. I was today discussing with colleagues from Metropolia actually whether they will have continuation for their excellent bridging program for bookkeepers. And for now, no, their financing will be stopped after the year 22. And we will not have where to put our bookkeeping professionals for bridging in order for you employers to get the qualified staff that know what they are doing in Finland. So yes, financing is not very well coordinated. And then there is this really beautiful situation where the law on unemployment demands for you to spend on your time on looking for a job, which, for example, if you study too much, you will not get the benefit. And this is just so yesterday, this has to be changed. And then the law on lifelong education says that any program can be changed and it can be totally customized by person. So 2 laws, 2 totally different approaches, lots of problem for personal financing while you are studying as an adult. This is the last one. What do we want? We want more B2 courses and higher, because we do not want to have overqualified cleaners as we have now in capital area. We want job design in every recruitment, and this is for you employers. Think whether the things that you have demanded always are really necessary. Could there be another mix? Could there be some criteria that you can waive away, at least for beginning, so that the person with, for example, less language can enter into work? Then we want better financed, continually financed upskilling programs, which would be built between employers, educational institutions, and employment professionals, so that we make sure that the things taught are really necessary to be taught. They are taught in a way that they would be understood by adult learners, and that the structure would be such that the person can actually finance his or her life and life of his or her family. Then I really address this to everyone. We need to extend professional networks to the newcomers. It's very hard to build national networks if you are new in Finland. You haven't been to the same clubs, to the same kindergartens, to the same armies together. You have to start from scratch, and those might be very shy hellos in LinkedIn and nothing else. But please take time and offer an hour for discussion, share your knowledge, share your contacts. It might be life-changing for somebody. And then I know that we are in Finland, the country where labor force is scarce. We don't have entry professions. All of our workers are highly skilled and have high level of mastery. But with such structure of the labor market, it's very hard to enter the labor market for somebody from outside. So I really ask to think if you could have some support position where you could make a low threshold entry for the new labor force to come. It could be just young people from Finland or from all over the world, the adults interested in your company. Yes. And I want more feasible routes for entry to regulated professions, because what happens now in pedagogy, for example, in Finland is just crazy. Shortly, this is it. As I am Ukrainian by background, I also ask outside of my presentation to keep supporting my country for any way you can. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's actually also a great end for the whole day with clear calls to actions. I recognize that some of them we can address to Germany as well. So as we stated in the beginning, it's an area where both countries are developing. It's a masterclass, which we have the first half year behind us and a lot in front of us, and a lot to learn from each other. So thank you very much.
Thank you.